Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and hi, my name is Aidie bin Azri Aidie, and I am the group leader for Group 4. So today, myself and my friends from Group 4, we will talk about exploration of health and wellness among students. Are you ready? I think you are. So let's go. So the first thing that you guys gonna know is who is our group members.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone, my name is Arisha Iylia, and in previous slide we have all introduced ourselves. So today our group 4 will be presenting a survey-based project on the topic of health and awareness among university students, specifically in University Malaya. So as university students ourselves, we have all experienced late nights, skip meals and even high stress level, especially during the exam seasons. These lifestyle choices can take a toll on our physical and mental well-being over time. So, we decided to explore how students' daily habits like sleeping schedule, exercise, eating patterns, and stress levels may be linked to their overall well-being. So, in this slide, our goal is to identify the correlation between health behaviors and students' well-being. So, I'll be presenting the methodology with Adam before I pass it to my group members. So I'll be covering the first part of methodology. So for our methodology, we conducted a survey using Google Form platforms before we shared it through using WhatsApp and Telegram over the course of 2 weeks. In total, we managed to gather around 55 responses from University Malaya students representing 11 different faculties, most of whom from the Faculty of Business and Economics. So the questionnaire had 15 questions in total. The first 5 were demographic questions covering name, age, gender, faculty, and year of study. The remaining 10 focused on health-related topics divided into 3 different main areas. So the first one is lifestyle habits such as how often students exercise, how much they sleep, how much water they drink, and their eating patterns. The second area cover mental health aspect including stress levels and the impact of social media. Lastly, we included one open-ended question asking what they would change about their health habits and why. Participation was completely voluntary and all responses were kept confidential.
Thank you, Arisha. What an explanation she gave to all of us. So now, let's go to the interesting part, which is I will explain to you how we handle the data in R. First of all, we need to import our data. How we do that, you may ask. We use read.csv function. After we got our data, we check the data structure. How we do that, you may ask again. We use 3 simple function, which is head, str, and supply. So the reason why we use these 3 functions is to understand about our data types and variables. For the numeric data, we use summary function. The reason why we use summary function is because we need to find the statistic data for our data. Like for example, average stress level. And for data quality, guys, we use call sums to find missing value. And we also use LEPI. We use LEPI to find the value in categorical responses. So that's all how we handle our data in R.
Hi everyone, today I'll walk you through the steps I took to clean our dataset titled Group 4 Responses.csv. Firstly, I imported the dataset using read.csv function and specified the file encoding as Latin 1 to avoid any character display issues. I then used basic functions like view, head, and also summary to get a quick overview of the dataset structure and also content. To ensure data quality, I checked for missing values across the entire dataset using isotna and call sums. Thankfully, there were no missing values overall, but I still used na.omit as a safety measure to remove any incomplete rows. Next, I focused on transforming some of the categorical data into a usable numeric format. For example, the column on exercise frequency had text-based responses like 1 to 2 days or 5 or more days. I use a function to convert this into approximate numeric values. For instance, 1 to 2 days will become 1.5 and 5 or more days become 5.5. So we could perform a much easier numerical analysis later on. After that, I handled missing values in the water column. Although the dataset had minimal missing data, I choose to impute any gaps using the median instead of mean, since the median is less affected by extreme values or outliers and better reflects typical water intake in a skewed distribution. I also renamed some of the longer column headers to simpler labels like raw exercise, raw sleep, and also raw water to make the dataset easier to navigate and code with. Finally, I saved the clean version of the dataset as health_cleaned.csv using write.csv function without row names, so it is ready for the next step of our analysis for manipulation and also visualization. That concludes the data cleaning phase. Thank you.
Hi everyone, I'm Huiyue, and now I will talk about data manipulation. Data manipulation means cleaning, organizing, and extracting useful insight from raw data, and it helps us make data easier to understand and ready for analysis. So in R, we usually use the display package for data manipulation. The package provides powerful functions such as filter, group by, and summarize. Filter help us select specific rows based on conditions, and group by is used to group the data by categories. And summarize let us calculate summarize like the average or total for each other. These functions are very useful when working with a large datasets. So in summarize, data manipulation is the first and most important step before doing any analysis or deep data analysis. Thank you.
Thank you, Huiyue, for the explanation about data manipulation. Hello, my name is Iez Imran, and I will explain step by step of our data manipulation process. Firstly, we import the data using the read.csv function. This is to import the 56 responses that we received from the survey done. Second, we filter the data to focus on special groups. For example, we filter the amount according to gender to find out how many males compared to females that respond to our survey. The filter function is also done to all the other questions. Lastly, the data was grouped and summarized using the group by and summarize function. This is to identify the trend. As example, we group the first question that related to exercise frequency and summarize it to identify the trend. This is to ease the process of data visualization analysis after the data manipulation. Thank you.
Hello there, I'm Haziq, and today I would like to present data visualization analysis focusing on the well-being of our respondents. In this video, I will address three important topics that shed light on how our respondents are doing, and I will talk you through the process of building the charts that help us understand these topics better. As we go through the data, you'll see the visuals we've built to represent the responses. The charts will be created using RStudio with the necessary packages like ggplot2 for plotting and dplyr for data manipulations. The data you're about to see was filtered and prepared by my colleague to make sure it's clean and ready for visualization. Let's start by discussing the first important finding. Most of the respondents are from the Faculty of Business and Economy, or known as FBE. In the bar plot you see here, we can easily spot the clear majority coming from FBE. This tells us that the significant portion of our survey comes from students in that faculty, which could be due to several factors, including the size of the faculty or how the survey was distributed. Most of the respondents are from the Faculty of Business and Economics, followed by those from the Faculty of Science and Faculty of Arts. The fewest respondents are from the Faculty of Pharmacy, indicating that the survey sample is predominantly composed of students from the FBE with less representation from the other faculty. This could reflect the larger student population in FBE or differences in how the survey was distributed across faculties. Now that we have an understanding of the faculties, let's move on to the next topic, which is how students manage their time and their stress level. Let's dive into stress levels now. Earlier, we saw that many respondents live around 6 hours, and that correlates closely with their stress level. The responses for the stress levels 3 and 4 are very similar, suggesting that a lot of respondents feel their stress is at the moderate level. This could mean that moderate stress is a common experience among the group. Alternatively, it might reflect that the difference between the two levels wasn't easy to distinguish. It's also possible that many people are experiencing similar levels of stress, likely due to shared challenges like heavy workloads or academic pressure.
Thank you to my friend Haziq Imran who explained to you guys about the data visualization. So right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna talk to you guys about the analysis and discussion about our project. So right now, let's talk about our findings. What we find from this survey. What we find. So the first thing is about exercise. We asked how many days that the respondents exercise per week. And the answer for me is I already predicted it. I already predicted it because many of the respondents say that they exercise only 1 or 2 days per week. I predicted that because I also the same. If I will to answer this survey, I will also answer the same, which is 1 day or 2 days per week. The next topic that we're going to talk about is, I think, the most important topic, which is sleep. So, about sleep. How many hours did most of the respondents sleep? It is quite good, which is 5 to 6 hours. Many of the respondents say. But did you know, we actually need to sleep 7 to 8 hours per day. I love to talk about this, which is the average stress level. Right now, I want to say to you guys, what is the average stress level from our respondents? It is 3.36 per 5. If you want to know, our scale is 1 to 5. 3.36 is in the half. It's in the half. So it is the moderate to high stress. Let's talk about social media. I think most of us have Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, etc., etc. And for social media, we asked about the impact social media have to them. Most of the respondents said it is moderate impact to them. Now, let's talk about eating habit. Our scale is unhealthy to healthy. And most of the respondents are in the average part. We also asked them one question. Did you skip meals before assignment deadline, final exam? And most of them said yes. They said yes. Done about eating, let's talk about drinking, guys. For this part, it is actually make me shocked because I think everybody should drink more than 3 liters. But the answer is most of them are not drink 3 liters. And I want to ask you, if you are sick, what you do? That's the question. We asked that question, by the way. Most of the respondents said that they will either go to sleep or just rest in the bed. Lastly, guys, from this analysis and discussion, I can say that from our survey, most of the students are concerned about their long-term health condition. So that's all for the analysis and discussion. Thank you so much.
Okay guys, my name is Praamod and I'm going to conclude everything that my fellow teammates have thoroughly and perfectly explained. So from the survey results that we've just done and the analysis we did in our studio, it's clear that a lot of students are struggling with stress, not getting enough sleep and not getting enough exercises. So as university students ourselves, I'm sure we can relate with all this that's happening around us, and this isn't something that someone in Malaysia will just feel. It's a globalized issue. And what I think is most of this comes down to the pressure of academics and not managing time well. So what this really shows us is that there's a real need to help students develop better time management habits and raise awareness about healthy lifestyle overall, so that choices are better suited to support their overall well-being. Thank you very much and have a nice day.
That's all from our presentation. I hope you guys enjoy our presentation. You guys have fun watching our presentation, and thank you so much.